going on, everybody? My name's Indeficient, and I am beyond excited to take you for a little tour today of my new tree factory. Let's get right into it. You know what? Before we take a tour, let's watch a little bit of a time lapse. Check out some of these blocks breaking in action. I'm going to put on a pot of coffee. So sit back, relax, enjoy this time lapse, and we'll get on to the tour in just a little bit. All right, let's get into a bit of a tour here. So a bit of history. This used to be my gas blaster. So I've had the two nether tree farms. They used to feed into there. Long story short, with some changes to the gas, well, actually, I think it was changes to the what do you call it? Blast resistance of particular blocks. It stopped breaking the full 3x3 and only broke a 3x2 area. So drastically slowing down this farm, and that's kind of what motivated this entire project. Real quick, this button panel by Eggfer. So if you don't know who he is, I'll link the tutorial I used for this down in the description, and absolutely recommend following him. So I've got that for turning the farms off and on. In fact, you know what, let's just pop the warped farm on for now. Let's go have a little peek. This guy runs on a hopper clock back here. Hopper clock goes back and forth, bone mealing the bottom to create a root or warped stem, fungus, which creates the stem. That goes over here into the block pusher, which is just going to push all those blocks down, and then into the gas chamber, into the blast chamber from there. There comes another one. While this thing is running, it also turns off this farm, preserving the use of bone meal and things like that. So I've got that one, and then on the other side, it's the exact same thing. I just run it for Crimson. So if we're gonna head down, which one's over here? Let's turn on jungle. And then let's just pop down here real quick and we'll do a bit of a tour. I'm probably going to do a tutorial on this eventually. But to start off, I'm working on a tutorial for these guys. So these are the 4 overworld trees that I'm farming here. And it works completely playerless. So no placing saplings and basically no breaking blocks with the gas doing that the wither doing that for us. Yeah, this thing is absolutely wonderful. So this took me an insane amount of time to design. And just recently I've managed to figure out how to make it work with oak as well. So all things considered, I'm very, very happy. What's that like down for? Anyway, yeah, all things considered, I'm very happy with the design. It uses 2 hopper clocks, so the trick to this farm is that it needs to grow inside of dirt, and then it needs to push the log out, but cycle the dirt around. So I accomplished that by using 2 hopper clocks. I get 4 pulses out of that, and then this guy retracts and only allows the 4th pulse to hit this one. The other 3, you see it there. The other 3 get 3 pulses, and this one gets 4, and that allows cycling to happen. So let's just pop in there, and you can kind of see it in action. So it's bone mealing now, creating a tree. That'll get pushed out. Doesn't grow a tree every single time. It's like 80% it'll grow one. I could use more bone meal and guarantee I get one every time, but I find it's overall better to do it this way. So you can see, push the tree out, the dirt gets cycled around twice and put back in place. And then everything just gets funneled out. So this guy I'm working on a tutorial for. It's a bit of spaghetti redstone, but it is an absolutely phenomenal farm. And there's a good way you can use it too, just for early game. Set up a few hoppers, put this into a block conveyor, and then just mine it. Or even just like stand below it or on top and mine up or down. So very, very easy to work with this farm. Early game. It does cost a fair bit of bone meal, but this guy lets you control how much. So every time this activates, I've got it sending 7 pulses, so I'm using 7 bone meal per operation. And I find that gets me about 80% success rate. Actually, probably a little bit more than that, probably closer to 90. Kind of depends on the tree. Jungle and spruce seem to be closer to 90. And then birch, I think, is closer to 80. For some reason, it's a little bit less. Yeah, if I've got oak saplings on me, so I can kind of show you the strange magic of this. So I'll head over to the oak one here. And it's a tree at the moment. Well, actually, you can see, so it grew into a tree, which is now above it, and then that bottom log converted back into a sapling. So that's effectively the strange bug that has existed for a very long time. I think since 116 it was discovered. I'll try and find the guy that I found that initially was talking about this farm anyway. That being said, he didn't manage to get it to work for oak. And I found some cool tricks to make that work. So a tutorial coming soon, and for now, I just wanted to do a little bit of a showcase video and show off this absolute madness in action. I'm so proud and so happy with how this turned out. Everything gets funneled down here, by the way, just into a bubble vader, and then just your standard item filtered up here. We pick up all the logs, and then one at the end just to pick up the different warps. Call those warp logs. You can see it produces quite a healthy amount of logs. And all playerless, which is just amazing. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this little showcase, and actually, hold on, one more thing. Let's go down and take one more close-up look at this, actually, before we say goodbye here. Get a good look at all 4 of the overworld tree farms running. I don't have the nether ones running right now, but the birch and the jungle and the spruce and the oak will all start feeding in. Yeah. Oh. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, especially if you want to see the tutorial for this. Should be ready in a couple of days, and have a good one.